This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ying.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
The Gabrielle Spencer Show brings multidimensional insights and answers, healings, clearings, and activations for what is keeping you from divinely aligning with your soul's purpose to maximize your impact in the world and to consciously create wealth and abundance in your personal and professional life. Gabrielle Spencer is an internationally known inspirational speaker, multidimensional intuitive, healer, and strategist. And now here's your host, Gabrielle Spencer.
Hello and welcome to the Gabrielle Spencer Show. This is Gabrielle Spencer. I am so excited that you are here today to share in the energetic that we are creating when we gather together. As you know, as we bring our energy and our focus into one area, it helps all of us to receive the higher vibrational information and frequencies that we need for spontaneous healing, for healing that goes way deeper than just in your mind. It affects your entire being, your physical, etheric, energetic, and spiritual self. We are all that, right? In a bag of chips. We have it all, and we have to be able to affect every level of our being for that healing to happen, the clearing to take place, and for us to move forward in our lives and in what we are meant to do here, what we are meant to accomplish and evolve and transform and continue that process as we go along. It's so exciting, actually, and I find it more and more fun versus, I don't know, it's not that fun, right? I'm afraid what's going to happen next versus I can't wait for what is going to happen next. So today we're going to talk about something that continually comes up, not just with my clients, but with the audiences that I speak to on a global scale. This seems to be something that everybody has a bit of an issue with, whether it is with your spouse, your partner, your children, your friends, your job, what have you. It's the relationships that we have that are actually choking out our abundance or sabotaging our abundance. But in actuality, what is happening is this is designed to be this way. Why do I say that? It seems unfair, right? It seems like it shouldn't be designed to trip you up. But in actuality, it is. In this dimensional paradigm, which I like to think of kind of like a video game, we are set about with ways for things to trigger us, to make us evolve. This is what evolution is required, is what's showing to us, what's coming to us. So it's a mirror paradigm, meaning that we have things mirrored back to us in order to help us evolve. That's the way the game works. I call it a game. I know it's real life, but sometimes understanding things in an abstract way helps you to understand them in a realistic way. So here it is. I want to share with you an experiential process having to do with your relationships, because I hear from so many women, especially, that my husband is not supporting me. My husband doesn't want me to move into the spiritual realm. He doesn't want me to be a healer. It makes him worried. He doesn't believe in it. He thwarts me. So this doesn't mean that it's not applicable the other way. I've heard it the other way as well. But there seem to be more women who are willing to step up and say what's going on, right? So here's the thing, or that I come in contact with. So to be fair. So here's the story, right? Okay, that may be true. But there are many levels of things that are going on that are creating this scenario. And it's one that each one of us must evolve through in order to live our greatest divine purpose, in order for us then to activate our soul's highest level of conscious creation. Wealth and abundance is the everything. It's not just money. It's happiness and fulfillment and the love of our lives, or having relationships that are fulfilling. So in order for us to step into our creator being self, we have to heal the things that are constantly being triggered emotionally for us. So in this experiential training, I want to share with you a process that will help you to gain a new perspective over your relationships. And so I'm going to talk about it in relationship to the spouse or your children, because they're the ones that are closest to you and most likely triggering you all the time, right? So here is the story. When you're being triggered, when you're feeling emotional about something, when you get angry, when you get annoyed, when you get pissed off, when you just have had enough, you're up to here with it. So when that happens, step back just for a moment. And in that moment, close your eyes and roll them up toward your eyebrows. This is putting your mind into the theta brainwave state, allowing you to tap into the other side, meaning it's easier to connect with your higher self and the information that you need to step out of our 3D perspective and gain that higher perspective we need in order to heal something. So when you're angry, believe it or not, it's a great time to do this exercise, because you're more apt to get to the exact root of what's creating it. All right. So this is the mirror part. Something is being mirrored back to you that you need to heal and release within yourself or within your energetic bodies. We're all the same, doesn't matter. And there is no judgment. So that would be your first thing. There's no judgment. There's no wrong or right. What we're looking for is a way to release this. So you will ask the question when your eyes are rolled up and you've taken that deep breath, about 3, to allow your mind to shift into the theta brainwave state. And then ask the question, Mother, Father, God, it is commanded that I be shown or given the information to uncover the root issue that needs to be healed and released. Okay? This is empowering. It isn't about blame. If blame comes up for you, that's still something within you. You're blaming yourself actually for something, and that's deeper. For many people, it's other things. So I want to share a quick story with you, because I know that it helps to understand what I'm talking about if I give you an explanation. So I have a 15-year-old teenage daughter, and love her to pieces. And, there's not a question about that, right? So there are things that go on that just drive me crazy and anger me when I'm interacting with her. And everybody could say, well, she's just a teenager, and that's a super simple answer. But it's not actually the answer. That's not going to help resolve the situation between us and what that rub is always going on. So in doing the exercise I just gave you, what actually, in asking, why am I so angry? Why does this anger me so much? Why do I overreact when she is, mouthing back to me, or she's not doing what I've asked, or, any of these normal teenage things? But there's something deeper going on, because my reaction is super strong for me. So that's the thing. You have to just be honest with yourself. There's nobody else that you need to be honest with. It's all about you. So in asking the question, why am I so angry? Why does this make me so upset? I uncovered the answer, and it was basically a control issue. Because when she's challenging me, I don't have control. I can't make her do it or listen to me or whatever it is. So this issue then is about me releasing the need to control. Now, what I find in relationships often for people is that whether it's a child or a spouse or a mate or a friend, many times we are judging the relationship based on our perceptions of how it should go, based on our desire for how it should go, based on what we think the world says it should go, right? So many times when I hear that a spouse is interfering with someone's path, the first thing that I know is that there's something within you that is causing you to be perhaps fearful about following your path, perhaps fearful of the change that will bring in your life. Perhaps, and I've heard this often, well, I don't want to divorce my husband, so I'm not going to push forward. I'm going to wait for the perfect time. I'm going to wait for this issue to resolve itself. This is a very common reaction. When you have a reaction that is similar, again, go back into the experiential way I've just taught you and ask yourself, why? Why am I willing to wait to step into my greatest life purpose? Why am I willing to give up my path and what it is that I have come here to evolve and transform myself into? Why? What's keeping me from doing that? Because while these are legitimate reasons, and I'm not here to judge that it's not a legitimate reason, what I'm saying is that when we go within ourselves and we heal what that is, here's the really amazing thing that happens. That issue actually does go away. It's almost as if it never existed. Because as part of this paradigm and the way things are set up as a mirror universe, that we will keep having things mirrored back to us until they are resolved, and they will be mirrored back to us in many different ways. And so the next part of this game is, of course, to see all the ways that that one issue keeps repeating itself in your life. And this will tell you that you're getting closer and closer to the issue versus the symptom, what actually happens. Like, I'm not abundant, I'm struggling, I'm always feeling like I'm fighting against the grain, I'm always having issues that don't get resolved. Why is this? And that's what everybody wants to know, but people aren't going within themselves to find the answer, to be honest with yourself. What is it that you are doing? Why are you giving your power away or not harnessing your own power to be all that you are meant to be? What is amazing is that because it is a mirror universe, everyone in our lives are obligated to mirror back to you what it is that you need to heal within yourself, within your energetic being self. Isn't that amazing? So when we heal it within ourselves, guess what happens? They're no longer obligated to mirror that to you. Now, I can hear already people going, well, what if then I resolve it and my husband and I don't make it? And here is the point of growing and evolving. There are many ways that we are meant to be in people's lives. There are contracted ways. There are ways that are just meant to be for a period of time. There are meant to be perhaps other things that are meant for you. So my question back to you, and that you might want to ask yourself, is, gosh, what am I afraid of? If you and your husband or your mate, your partner, if you're able to move through what is constantly triggering you and making you emotional and frankly unhappy, right? That's not happy. It's like band-aiding yourself, always band-aiding the relationship and, dragging it along with you and all of these things. And then we create more resentment because we think that only if I didn't have this issue, or only if my husband didn't keep me from spending the money, or only if my husband supported me, or only blah, 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 that then you would have what it is that you're thinking that you want. But in actuality, it is meant for us to go within ourselves, to clear the issue, and then guess what happens? You get clarity about what it is you actually do want, or what it is that you're meant to be doing. And that changes everything. That does change everything, but for the positive, because none of us are here to stay exactly where we are. And when we put through the control of, I only want this to change, or that to change, or my husband to change, or my kids to change, or my job to change, and we think that that's going to be what does it, we actually sabotage and choke out our own abundance, because that is not the actual answer. Just changing something for the sake of changing it doesn't change the frequency from which you are operating. It doesn't change the emotional triggers that you may be having, and that could be fear triggers as well. Fear triggers are many things, and they are deeply held within your energetic consciousness, the consciousness that is. All right, so I want to talk to you about the emotional body. And the reason that emotional body is super important is because it's what holds you back from taking those steps forward. Having the emotional body triggered all the time keeps you in a state of chaos. It keeps you in a place where it's impossible to move forward. It's where fear gets triggered. Your mind is set up in order to keep you protected and safe and keep you from hurting yourself. And hurting just doesn't mean physical. It's also emotional and spiritual, and it's emotional and spiritual, and it has to do with everything that happens to keep you from embracing your true soul's purpose. And I can tell you that for everybody, what you are resisting in moving forward, you want to get to the bottom of why that is and deal with the fears that are coming up. So fears fall into a broad category. Fears are emotions like sadness and depression and unhappiness and feeling alone and abandoned and unloved, and all of those things that make you have a low vibration. And you can feel that low vibration, right? You can feel that I'm just not really operating at 100%. So as we heal our relationships and we find the reasons within us that are keeping us from embracing who we are, what it is we are meant to do, that is when we are able to embrace the next step without the fear of the changes that could happen or might happen. Instead, we know that what happens is going to be in our highest and greatest good because we are following our soul's divine aligned path. So when I talked earlier about relationships and how it is that we allow them to stop us, we have to look within ourselves and ask why. Why are we allowing that to stop us? And once we release that and clear it from our energetic consciousness, that is when you're able to step more fully into who you are. And here's the amazing part of that. We are thinking from the current frequency that you are in that it would end your marriage in order to do this. But in actuality, as you heal yourself, it allows the other people in your life to not only stop having to trigger you or obligate them to trigger you so that you can heal yourself, and you are doing the same to them, remember. What happens is then that is actually taken out of the equation, and your relationship can actually evolve into what you were always hoping to have. So there are many ways that it can go, but it's not going to evolve anywhere if you keep it exactly in the same position that you're currently in, that you're caught between the, I want it to change, I want it to be better, I want it to be the relationship that I always thought I could have with this person, but yet I keep running into roadblocks. And I keep running into limitations and things that make me upset and unhappy and feeling alone, and that my partner doesn't understand me and all of those things. So what happens is, as you clear those out of your energetic self, they go away, and it then paves the way and brings in the newer, higher vibrational frequency, so that you and your partner actually can evolve into the next level of what your relationship is supposed to be, what it could be, and what it is meant to be. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a break and let you think about that. And just to remind you that the bumper music, just the music that you hear very briefly, is fully downloaded with healing energy to assist you to raise your vibration. All right, get back on the lines. I see we have a few lines left open. So call us at 844-390-8255 so that you can have the question answered, what is blocking my abundance? And if we have time, we can get to some other things too. All right, much love. See you in a moment.
If you're ready to make your own shift into higher consciousness, to divinely align with your soul's purpose and consciously create your personal and professional wealth and abundance, then Gabrielle Spencer is your expert coach and trusted ally. Go to www.cwclight.com/strategy to claim your free conscious wealth creation breakthrough session at www.cwclight.com/strategy or text CWC1 to 444-999.
Welcome back to the Gabrielle Spencer Show. I'm super excited to have you here with me and want to provide for you a way to contact me. You can go to GabrielleSpencer.com and click the Contact Me form. You can also listen to this show and the previous shows at GabrielleSpencer.com/show. So that makes it super easy for you to be able to listen again and receive the higher vibrational frequencies that are being transmitted as we connect with one another. One of the gifts that I have is that the harmonic frequencies of healing and activation are delivered through my voice, just providing to you what is in your highest and greatest good, according to your soul's needs, wants, and desires for you, helping you to evolve into the highest consciousness being that you can be in order to bring in the higher consciousness creations that you want. So I'm super excited to see that you're here. And again, I offer you to get on the lines. I'm going to take our first call from Lana in Oklahoma. Are you there, Lana?
I am.
Hi, sweetie. How can I help you?
Hi. Well, I received your email today, and I decided to call in. Excuse me, I'm pulling over. I was actually driving, listening to the music. But in the email, The question was, what is your number one block?
Yes. All right. It's an excellent place to start because you don't actually know generally what the block is. That's why you're still blocked, right? That's our issue most of the time, is that people don't know where to begin. So if you would, just close your eyes, take a deep breath. I know you said you pulled off the road, right? It's very important.
Yeah.
All right. So just give me a second. Let's just tap in. So Lana, it looks to me like for you, you feel small in the world. It's like the world it's like peering out the window. It's just so big. It's maybe that you're not even sure what else is out there for you or where to even get started. So that keeps you kind of confined. It's almost like lack of decision or direction is keeping you right where you are. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. A lot. I'm in a repeating timeline loop, so to speak. I live about 2 hours away from where I work, but because of lack of trust in my inner being over the holidays, I just created a lot of poop and wasn't trusting in the abundance, and so just started creating all this stuff that got in the way of me actually allowing the money to come to me. And so now I have to leave working at the zoo so I can focus on where I currently live, and it's just everything's slowing down, and where's everything.
So in the experiential explanation I gave earlier, with closing your eyes and asking yourself, what is the issue? What is actually out there that keeps you wanting to play within that confined space, right? So when you close your eyes and I ask you, so what is it that keeps you from wanting to play bigger? Do you get an answer? I get one, but I want to know what you get.
I'm going to say I don't hear anything.
Okay. Good. So here's where we help ourselves to create the connection within ourselves so that we can get the information that we need, right? Because in this whole experience, that is what we're ultimately meant to do. We're ultimately meant to fully connect our hearts, our spirits, our minds with the cosmic aspect of the cosmic heart, spirit, and mind, and your soul, right? So when you don't hear anything, that's when we know that within you, there's a disconnect. There's an area that is not allowing that information to freely flow so that you are able to bring it through your heart. So when I asked the question, what is it that you're afraid of? And it makes more sense, this next piece, to what I was seeing. Those safari cars? I know you said you work at the zoo, which is interesting. The safari cars where you're out in the middle of the brushland, because that's what it looks like. It looks like an African safari. It's just like that golden plain look. And so it's like you're in a safari car. And so when I ask you, what is it that you're afraid of? I heard back, I'm afraid of being eaten by lions, which tells me that it's a past life issue for you where you've had a trauma of being eaten by lions, right? So you're going to stay where it's protected. And lions in our modern day would translate to, it's a big scary world out there, right? So it's not that it's the same situation, it's that it's going to repeat itself. Like I said, it's a mirror universe. So you're going to be mirrored back over and over, things that are going to trigger this fear within you, right? If you go out there in the big bad world, you're going to get eaten by lions, bears, and whatever, right? People. Does this make sense?
Yeah, the getting eaten by lions, no. But I think it also ultimately comes down to self-love, allowing
Always.
my to experience love in this actual lifetime.
Everything is about I love and accept myself. It always comes down to this, which is why even in our discussion today, no matter what relationships, like people want a love relationship, which is exactly what you're saying. But if you go out there, you put yourself out there, you're more likely to be hurt or get eaten by lions. This is the parallel for our current existence versus a past life. It's where we actually realize that we can be hurt if we go out, and that's why we don't put ourselves out there. And then people will say, well, I do put myself out there, right? Or I'm seeking, or I'm searching. But what happens is, it's like then that creates the rub between you, right? It's where there's one part of you that wants it and the other part that's holding you back. Does this make sense?
It doesn't. It does, because I actually created a thing through watching a movie, and
Okay, so your perspective, you created what you think should be. Is this true? That's what you're saying?
I think so. Because it's like, when you talked of the trauma of the past life, for me, part of me believes that past life and future lives are all in the moment of now.
They are. You're reliving it over and over, just like we said.
Yeah, and I created an incident in November 11th because of ungrounding and just the lack in limiting belief and in trusting myself.
Right. So we have all the information. This is not new information for you, but it is more or less about, it is allowing the old perspectives to leave. And the way to do that is to heal the energetic trauma that set up the pattern. So if your pattern is that you want, let's talk about love, right? I want a relationship, but yet then I create the perspectives and expectations that are going to mirror back to me that it's not safe, right? That I'm going to get hurt. And so that's why when we talk about, you said, living in the now and all of these things affect you in the now, it's exactly true. And you are bringing into you the experiences that are going to mirror back to you over and over the area of lack until you heal energetically what that is. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a group healing for some past life trauma that will help you and help the entire audience for releasing what it is that has happened to them emotionally, to basically push away what is out there, like what we want, but yet then we sabotage our own abundance in having it. Is that right? So let's do the experiential healing, because this is going to help everybody. And I want to remind people to go ahead and call in at 844-390-8255. We lost a couple callers and we want you to know we want to talk to you. All right, so here we go. If you would, just close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. And just from the discussion that we've had today, you can bring forward, just like Lana did, about what it is that you know you've created in your life, but you don't maybe know the root cause, what set up that experience for you. And that's what the healing is for, because most of us don't know where it started. We just know that we're experiencing the cycle of it over and over and over. So with that, let us take that deep breath and roll your eyeballs up toward your eyebrows. And allowing your eyelids to flutter. Just take another deep breath, allowing your mind to switch over into the theta brainwave state. And here we go. Mother, Father, God, it is commanded that each person's highest self be connected to the highest vibration of God. And through God, this highest vibration of God, to receive the healing keys, codes, understandings that are needed to clear their energetic bodies, clear their heart's consciousness, their mind consciousness and subconsciousness, their emotional body, throughout all of their energetic bodies, all the way up to their soul, to be provided with the golden light frequencies of healing. We ask that each person be willing and able to release their fears, their beliefs, their patterns, their habits, their expectations that cause them to sabotage their abundance, to be unable to receive harmonious, happy, fulfilling relationships with husbands, wives, spouses, partners, children, workmates, friends. For each person to be willing and able to heal on every level of their being by accepting the highest vibration of golden light into every cell, to feel that light surrounding you and lifting you to the highest conscious being that you are. Calling in the golden beings of light to assist you to be in your highest alignment with your soul and to open the connection between your high heart and your soul, providing the healing that you need. Take a deep breath, say thank you. It is done. So be it. So it is. So mote it be. All right, Lana, come on back. All right. So now, did you feel things move out for you?
It was a little interesting for me to really settle into my body.
Yes, far. Understandable.
But I did see some colors behind my closed eyes, and possibly my mind's eye, which I found pretty cool.
That's wonderful.
I saw some green and some rainbow colors.
All right, so for every person, they will experience different things or may not feel that they experience anything. In energetic healing, we are healing every energetic multidimensional aspect of you. And so sometimes you'll have a physical reaction and sometimes you won't. So for those out there who did or didn't feel anything, just know that it has been done and the energy is going to help to assist you. So the greatest part here for you, Lana, is to notice, and it sounds like you're very aware. So notice what is happening in your life and how this cycle begins to shift for you, okay? That you're able more easily to get information about what is going on by making the request to connect from your heart to your highest self to give you the answer so that you can continue the healing and continue the healing in this way, okay? All right. Thank you for your call. I really appreciate it and loved connecting with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. All right. So there are a few things I want to quickly mention. That is that the Conscious Wealth Creation Masterclass series is going on. 18 of the spiritual leaders that are just amazing beings of light. They are bringing in the latest and greatest information about how to merge the third dimensional and fifth dimensional frequencies so that you can operate at a higher vibrational frequency of fifth dimension, and then bringing it into our actual current reality. Because that has been the gap for people in their ability to create, has been that they're unable to pull in their higher vibrational creations, what they can envision and what they know is possible, and bring that into their current existence. So that's where the gap has been. And this Conscious Wealth Creation Masterclass series is a limited time available series where leaders of the light are sharing how to do it, what's happening with the energetic frequencies that are going on now, and how to help you move into your highest conscious self. That you can get your free ticket to this series at cwclight.com/event. And I want you to know that you will love it. There are activations and clearings and free gifts galore. People are giving away whole programs and amazing frequency healing and activations. So be sure not to miss any. Go out to cwclight.com/event. All right, I'll see you after the break. Call in now for me to answer your questions. What is blocking my abundance at 844-390-8255. Look forward to seeing you in a minute.
If you're ready to make your own shift into higher consciousness, to divinely align with your soul's purpose and consciously create your personal and professional wealth and abundance, then Gabrielle Spencer is your expert coach and trusted ally. Go to www.cwclight.com/strategy to claim your free conscious wealth creation breakthrough session at www.cwclight.com/strategy or text CWC1 to 444-999.
Hello and welcome back to the Gabrielle Spencer Show. I'm super excited for you to be here and to share this time and to learn all about things that are blocking your abundance, what it is to move into higher vibrational frequency, to live your life from that level, and how that actually not only shifts your life into greater wealth and abundance, but happiness and fulfillment, and bringing to you what it is that you know that you want, but you may not be sure about how to get there. And that is what this show is all about. It's about bringing to you what it is that is keeping you limited and keeping you from expressing what it is you are here to express, what it is you're here to learn. And with that, I want you to know that I'm going to go ahead and take a call from a chat box text that came in. So I want to answer the question for this woman.
Hi.
Sorry. Hello? Okay. We're having some yummy techie stuff going on. I love techie stuff. It gives us an opportunity to remember that we are human, right? And we are here for the human experience and just allowing it to be what it is. All right. So I was going to quickly go ahead and take a message that came in through the chat. So I believe we have somebody on the phone. Is that right, Cameron? I can answer this one out. Yes? Bickley
Hi,
Joe?
Gabrielle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk to you, Bickley. All right, so is it Bickley Joe?
It's Billy Joe. Billi.
Okay, Billy Joe. Thank you.
Billy Joe.
It's just a misspelling. Like I said, we're all human, right?
Okay. Pardon me, hon?
We're just human. Those silly typos happen. All right, sweetheart, Billy Joe. So we're going to ask the question, what is keeping you from your abundance?
Oh, yes. What is keeping me from my abundance? And also, if I may, if we could try to understand, are you still there, sweetie?
I am. I'm listening.
Okay. I've always been intuitive, empathetic, and my whole life since I was a little girl, I've always known that. But I couldn't share it with. I'm an only child with my mother. She didn't want to hear about that. But and I have the cognitive flashes and dreams.
Did you have a question?
Very close. My question is, for the last 9 years, due to situational circumstances and health issues, I have been stuck in a very, like a stalemate, like real low. But I'm having signs all around me, angel numbers, feathers, but I don't feel that divine connection that I've always felt. And I'm not progressing in my search for my higher self at all. And I want to know what could be blocking my abundance, because definitely something's blocking it.
Well, just the key for what you've said is that you're searching for your higher self and you're not feeling the connection anymore. And what's blocking your abundance and your ability to create abundance in your life is going to be ultimately that disconnection. So the question for you is, yes, what is disconnecting me? And were you actually as fully connected as you need to be and how everybody needs to be? Because the more connected we are, we will notice that the frequency in our life is also more connected to divine flow. And so when things are not working for you, right, exactly. So when things are not working for you, we know then there is a disconnection somewhere, that we are not at the highest divine flow frequency we need to be in order to bring in that higher vibrational creation that we're wanting, or that is in our highest and best, greatest good to receive. And part of getting to the place to be able to receive is being able to receive the nugget of information that you need in order to know your next step that you need to take, right? So in this, the answer for you, they keep showing me that imagine your higher self, the connection between you here in the physical and your highest self is, imagine it like I always think of it like a straw, right? So Sometimes I'll see them like they're bent or they have a kink or a glitch or something. But yours actually looks like there's a like as if somebody took an axe to it. And so there's a slice that goes diagonal down into it, which means that there's a sliver piece that's connected. So you're still able to get it, but it's small, right? And so the answer for you,
small.
Sorry?
Yes, very small.
Yeah. So the answer for you is to go ahead and go out to my website, GabrielleSpencer.com, and just on the very banner that pops up, it's called Prosperity Through Forgiveness. Begin with forgiving yourself, because in some way that is going to be an issue where you have betrayed yourself, I hear. And what that means is you perceive that your higher self gave you the wrong information, and therefore you don't trust it. You're not listening. It's like almost like you tried to sever your connection all the way because it's giving you faulty information. So that comes down to the faith and trust in yourself, because your higher self is just you anyway. It's just a higher aspect of yourself. So loving and trusting yourself, having faith in yourself. So begin with the forgiveness. I tell everybody to begin there. And if it isn't enough to move it, then you would go ahead and contact me to work with me, sweetheart, because then it is going to be a deeper issue, and it's going to be a multidimensional issue, meaning that when we have things that don't clear kind of more easily, like with what I'm sending you to go get for yourself, when it doesn't clear, that means that it was created when you were in another dimension. It's not a third dimensional issue, and it's probably not even a fifth dimensional. It's going to be a higher dimensional trauma that was created, and it has to be released from that higher dimensional. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you, Billy Joe, for calling in. I really loved connecting with you, and I hope that helps you.
Definitely, and I really enjoyed speaking to you, and I will go on your website.
Awesome. All right. Much love to you, sweetheart. All right. They tell me that I now only have a few more minutes. I cannot believe how fast an hour goes. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to remind you that there are ways to get in touch with me if you wish. You can email me at info@GabrielleSpencer.com. And you can also go out and hear my interview on the Conscious Wealth Creation Masterclass, which is discussing specifically conscious wealth creation and how to step into your highest conscious self in order to be able to bridge the gap to bring it in from the higher vibration into your current reality, and how to merge those so that it comes easily and just more joyously and happily for you, versus always feeling like you are swimming against the tide. So go to that event and get your free ticket to cwclight.com/event. And I look forward to being here for you and assisting you each week, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And I hope to assist you with what is blocking you with your abundance and what is keeping you from being the greatest, highest consciousness being that you are. So thank you for being here. Namaste. Much love.
You've been listening to The Gabrielle Spencer Show with your host, Gabrielle Spencer. If you're ready to make your own shift into higher consciousness, to divinely align with your soul's purpose and consciously create your personal and professional wealth and abundance, then Gabrielle is your expert coach and trusted ally. Go now to Gabrielle's website, www.gabriellespencer.com, and get your free bonuses and gifts. You'll instantly receive free access to invaluable healings, clearings, and activations that will raise your vibration and open your heart for greater levels of abundance. Go to www.gabriellespencer.com right now and fill in the opt-in. Now is the time to shift into your higher consciousness for creating your soul's divine aligned wealth and abundance.